what science fiction can do really well is let us not just think about the future, but feel the future, to experience what it's like to live in that future, to empathize with a compelling human character or a humanoid, whatever, but to step into somebody else's shoes and actually feel like we're inhabiting that future. And then you get into this texture and the intimate detail of, oh, do I actually like this? Maybe on paper, flying cars sound amazing, but when you step into this world, you think, oh no, this actually is terrible, and I really don't like the way that this world is organized. And then you might have that secondary realization, it's not really about the flying cars at all. I don't like all these other things that are happening in this future. So every piece of science fiction, especially well-crafted piece of science fiction, allows us to exercise our own cognitive simulation engines, to use our imaginations to step into another future, and not just to do that in an abstract way, but to really practice the superpower of empathy, right? And to empathize with these future humans or future people. And that exercise is really important because we can then use that to come back and look at the present. Every time you step out of our present reality into some fictional one, you get a chance to look at our present reality with new eyes, to see it differently. And so you get this invitation to see the world as it could be, to imagine that the world could be otherwise. And as you build this imaginative capacity, you can get better at being more discerning and learning more about yourself and learning more about the world that you're in and maybe the world that you want to build. And you get to start practicing your own versions of science fiction. I'm working on a book right now called How to Change the Future, which is really about this incredible superpower of imagination that we all have. And we're all practicing anticipation and foresight in our own lives in all these little ways, but we really don't think about how incredibly powerful that tool can be. And then the people we admire the most are the ones who succeed in the long term. You think about a great musician or an Olympic athlete, people who have successfully imagined a future for themselves for thousands and thousands of hours of effort and brought that thing to life. And then the rest of us look at them and you're like, are you even human? How did you do that? But we can all do it. It's just a question of building that practice of imagination. And science fiction is one of the great entryways into that practice.